Hello everybody, my name is Fox Gaming and welcome back to Tents-2-Tek. In the last episode, we went over how to build your first house and how to get your basic weapons and armor. In this episode, we will be going over how to upgrade your house to wood, tame your first herbivore, upgrade to hide, and get you a sword and gun. Now the end games are going to be very simple. You're going to need a wood foundation, and basically just a wood foundation, walls, and a ceiling. And without further ado, let's get to crafting this house. Once you buy the engram you're going to want to make sure you put the walls and foundation and stuff on track. And without further ado, let's start harvesting the materials. Alright, and now that you've got your materials, the first thing you're going to want to do is replace the old thatch foundations and walls with wood. Alright, now that you have your foundation replaced, you're going to want to take out a part of the old walls to not only upgrade your house, but to expand it for more room and more additional stuff that you can put in it. Now that you have your walls out of the way, you should be able to go around and craft some walls. Unfortunately, this game does get a little dark, so you are going to need to craft a torch. Just put that thing in your toolbox and you should be set. Once you finish harvesting your materials, you're going to want to go in, find the wood walls, and go ahead and make sure you craft plenty of them. For this one, you're going to need probably double the amount of thatch walls that it took you, just because you're trying to craft walls for what you've already built, and like 2 extra rows. So just to be safe, I would go ahead and get enough materials to craft double. Then once you have everything crafted and built, it's time to move on to taming a herbivore. So since we don't have any guns yet, you're going to want to craft a slingshot, which I believe we crafted a slingshot in the last episode. So we should just have to repair it, and then we should be on our way to hunt a herbivore. Alright, so quick disclaimer, with taming certain animals or dinosaurs, you're going to need a certain type of food. Herbivores usually require berries, but fun fact, if you give them their favorite berry, then they will tame faster. With carnivores, however, you mainly want to give them meat and not berries. And now that we found it, you want to make sure you hit it just enough to where you knock it out and no more. Alright, and now that the dino is knocked out, you want to be sure to put all the berries you can inside of its inventory system. Make sure there's enough in there to where you won't have to keep coming back and restocking his inventory. Alright, and now that your dino is finished taming, you're going to want to give it a name. I named this dino something very simple and basic. You can name your dino whatever you want though. Next thing on our list is to craft a fireplace. Now the benefits of a fireplace is you can cook, and it can keep your house pretty warm in very cold climates. First things first, you're going to need some of the materials like flint, stone, thatch, and wood. Now without further ado, let's harvest. Alright, and now that you have all the materials you need for the fireplace, you're going to want to craft said fireplace. And then once you've crafted your fireplace, where you put it is pretty much up to you. It doesn't make a difference as long as it's placed in your house. It's still going to keep your house warm, and you can still cook in it. Now, just like the campfire, you're going to need to put wood in it in order to cook anything. Alright, and now that you've crafted your fireplace and placed it, it is now time to move on to crafting a sword. So since we're going to be crafting more stuff while we're crafting the sword, but since the sword is going to take us longer, we're going to go ahead and start on it. Little side note, I named the little herbivore Bart. Alright, now aside from that distraction, what you're going to need in order to craft a sword is metal ingots, wood, and hide. Now the only unfortunate part about what we're crafting is we don't have the metal ingots or the metal to make metal ingots, so we're going to have to go on a metal run. So without further ado, cue the super epic metal run montage and let's go. Hopefully your metal run will go much smoother than mine has, because now I have to worry about recovering my things. And to save you guys the boredom, I'm going to go ahead and cut to where I get all my stuff back. Alright, and now that I've got all my stuff back, now what you're going to want to do is put the metal that you got from the metal run into the forge and wait for it to do its thing. And then while we wait for the metal to get done doing its thing, we are going to go ahead and work on crafting our hide armor. First things first, you're going to want to craft your hide armor. So go ahead and buy the engrams for everything. And then the basic stuff you'll need is a lot of fiber and a lot of hide. Remember the metal sickle we crafted at the beginning of the episode? Yep, you're gonna need that here. So I'm going to cut to where I already have the materials, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, and now that you have all your crafting materials, you're gonna want to craft the shirt, pants, and then the gloves, I believe. And then once you have these, you're gonna want to go into your inventory slot and apply them. Alright, so little side note about keeping dinosaurs right, you might want to make sure you feed your dinos, because you know, a friend of mine didn't feed their dino and the dino kind of died. So don't be a loser, feed your dino. Alright, so back on track. Next thing you're gonna want to do after your metal gets done is check and see what the requirements are. You still need flint, and you're probably gonna need even more Alright, so before we craft the sword, we're gonna want to craft the long neck rifle. The reason you're gonna want a long neck rifle is because it's gonna be very useful for taming dinosaurs later down the road, because then you'll be able to use trank arrows and bullets. However, unfortunately, I don't know if you guys could notice or not, but we're gonna need a whole lot more metal. So to save you guys the boredom, I'm gonna cut till after my metal run. I'll see you there. Yeah, so real quick apology for not mentioning this sooner. You guys are going to need to craft a mortar and pestle, because a mortar and pestle is how you're going to get spark powder and gunpowder. And gunpowder is what you're going to use to craft bullets, and spark powder is how you're also going to craft bullets. Then you'll notice real quick, in order to craft gunpowder or spark powder, you're gonna need some charcoal. Luckily, if you've left your fireplace on, then you will have a lot of charcoal. Alright, so there's been an unfortunate event, so we need to craft a gun and equip the bullets in our inventory. Don't do like I just did. Make sure the bullets are in your inventory and not your toolbar. And we're going to go after this stupid vulture. Now that the vultures are dead, let us take a moment of silence for our dear friend, Bart. Friends, survivors, and fellow adventurers, we gather here today to bid a final farewell to a loyal companion, a fearless warrior, and a beloved member of our tribe, Bart the Dino. Bart may have started as just another dinosaur, but he quickly proved himself to be so much more. With his unwavering loyalty, his unrelenting spirit, and his unmatched bravery. Rest in peace, Bart. Well, everyone, I cut to the point where I smelted all the metal, because trust me, it took a really long time. And without further ado, once the sword gets crafted, that is the end of today's episode. If you guys enjoyed this video of Tents-2-Tek, please consider dropping a like. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe for another episode is on the way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day.